flames. This right here is an embodied form of the violet ray spectrum.
Tap in and tune in Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Grand Rising with ChristoLight, your sacred space for discovering the Ascended Masters in crystal healing. Ashe.
Imagine booking a soul session, ordering crystals, and joining a live retreat from your phone. For too long, finding the right healers, the right products, the right community has meant endless searching across scattered corners of the internet. That changes now. The Sacred Kingdom has arrived, an online hub where a worldwide directory of holistic practitioners, readers, life guides, organic makers, musicians, a crystal shop, books, and more are all waiting for you. Book one-on-one sessions, order products, and discover Kingdom members serving locally in your area, all from your fingertips, wherever you are, whenever you're ready. Stay connected to upcoming events and retreats, both online and in person. Tap into a YouTube channel built for real conversation, hands-on holistic learning, and free giveaways. And there's more coming: courses, programs, a holistic recipe book, and the Sacred Kingdom Mystery School Academy mentorship. This is a space built on love, compassion, and the belief that conscious living should be accessible to all walks of life. Visit thesacredkingdom.com, and if you feel called to build from within, email Marcus ChristoLight at marcustut23@gmail.com about joining the Kingdom Council. The Kingdom is joining the Kingdom Council. The Kingdom session, ordering crystals, and joining a live retreat from your phone. For too long, finding the right healers, the right products.
They called it the diamond sun, not a star in the sky, but a light in us. Quiet, ancient, something new. But what? The 12-strand DNA isn't a science class diagram. It's a story we live into, a myth, a meaning, a compass pointing home. Picture this: 12 strings on an unseen instrument. Some silent, some humming under skin. When they resonate, your life becomes music. Clarity, coherent, magic, move loud to invade practice. Because every era has its myths, but only if you turn breath. Step 1. Attunement. I place a hand on my heart like I'm knocking on a door I forgot was mine. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. I do that 3 times, then ask, what signal am I broadcasting right now? Or press. Step 2. Alignment. Tall like a tune fork, light, earth to heart to sky, thready like beads. On the inhale, I receive. The exhale, I release. I let what's not me fall away. Step 3. Coherence. I bring to mind one true thing I'm grateful for, not 1,000 affirmations. One felt truth. I let it warm the body until the mind follows. 4. I speak out loud, small but specific. Today, I will bring light to one conversation I'd usually avoid. I don't wait to be worthy. I begin, and that makes me worthy. People ask, what the 12 strands? May the years of being. emotion, thought, tuition, memory, and activity, courage, compassion. They're different names for one thing: the way love learns to move through a human. Here's the quiet miracle. When I regulate my breath, my nervous system listens. When I tell the truth kindly, my relationships listen. When I live like I'm connected, the world answers like it always knew. Call it Christos, call it coherence, call it the diamond sun switching on behind the ribs. Let's talk collective. Imagine a city of tuning forks, each human finding their note. Differences don't disappear, they harmonize. We stop arguing about whose light is real and start asking, what can our lights do together? Here's a practice for the next 7 days. 1 rounds of heart breath. Name your vow out loud. Midday, 5 minutes of phone off gaze at the open sky, single tree. Let your eyes soften. Evening, write one sentence that begins, today, I embodied light when, if you miss a day, you didn't fail. You're being called back. If you feel nothing, keep going. Quiet seeds crack in the dark. The myth says the sun is eternal. The meaning says it's waiting on your next brave breath. Right now, your heart. Whisper. Activate. Not to change what you are, but to remember it. And when your light steadies, share it. Because the blueprint isn't complete until we become it together. I'll mean the
It has been written that we are ascending, cause we're the descendants of the source of all existence. Yeah, it has been written that we are ascending, cause we're the descendants of the source of all existence. I have arisen, I'm switching my vision. The spirit is in me, my mission is clearing. I started my healing, no longer in prison. The demons and villains implanted in children. Now it's time we realize, close our eyes, and it's time for us to fight the evil system that we idolize. But it's just pride, we all looking for a tribe, our energy has been trapped, so we all gotta look inside. I did it and so can you, we all searching for truth, but you've been brainwashed of the power in you for truth. So it's my mission to help with the ascension of those who've been in prison to governmental agendas that trap us in a system so we do not remember our sovereignty. It's not just me, it's our destiny. Yeah. We are ascending, cause we're the descendants of the source of all existence. Yeah, it has been written that we are ascending, cause we're the descendants of the source of all existence. I pray there comes a day we are straight from all the pain we create. So many tried to awake us from this program called the Matrix. Buddha was born for this, Yeshua told you this, Muhammad prophesied it, but we let him take, manipulate, and control us with it. So now I bring you the gifts so you no longer forget you're a divine as them. If you were to go within, the kingdom lives within you. You are the light and the truth, there's nothing outside of you. Free will was given to you, what you believe you will achieve. I'm only speaking the truth, and they notice you were programming what it is you should do. And the only way is what they say, cause they know what's best for you. And it's not benefiting them to do what you want to do. So if you're not in misery, how can they control you? Folks, they can't, so they tell you anything like God told you to obey, or hell is where you'll go to stay. But just think for a minute, what person you know has witnessed eternity in the nation and return to earth to stay to no one. You've been deceived, suppressing your divinity, but now it's time for you to see everything you can achieve. Get rid of limiting beliefs, you're not what you were told to be. You wasn't meant to be in prison, you're a part of all existence to experience creation, and this is your activation. Please take heed to what I'm saying, it's a part of our ascension.
We are ascending. The source of all existence. We are ascending. Of the source of all existence. That's my boy Cricket the Gift. Go follow him on all platforms, including YouTube. Cricket the Gift, Kriket, the Gift. Go check them out, y'all. Conscious, inspirational, uplifting, conscious hip hop and rap, bringing the elevation through the lyricism and the rhythms to help us unlock our codes, awaken, and step into our empowerment as divine, sovereign beings. I am Marcus ChristoLight, and we are continuing on our deep dive, our adventure, as we are breaking down the networks and the founder, mother, father energy codes when it comes to this universal time matrix that we are a part of. And yesterday we had a just profound episode, 3 hours, talking about the Mer lineages of the Elohi pink diamond. And boy, it got deep. We were talking about the different types of physical mermaids that manifest on the earth. We talked about the galactic origin behind the Pink Ray arc and the Pegasus constellation. And then we also talked about the corruption and the resistance towards these Mer lineages throughout our history on this planet, and also the correction codes and the ways to bring correction to the crystalline template here on this earth. By of Cat's-Tree. So today we're gonna have no guests, it's just gonna be myself today and us exploring, diving deep into the Diamond Sun DNA. And then next week we are going to be deep diving and talking about more of kind of what we can say Kemetic or Egyptian figures. Next week we'll be breaking down Mother Sekhmet, Bastet, and we'll see what else comes through as well. So get ready for next week, as we're going to be exploring these great feline Elohi that represent and bring the law of one. So with that being said, the 12-strand DNA, the Diamond Sun, the Christos, Sophia, it's time to deep dive and talk about what this really means, this Christ conscious energy, this Christos 12-strand human that we are. Think about that. Like, we are this. We are the living embodiment with this human vessel of what it is we're about to talk about today, the Diamond Sun DNA. And for a lot of us right now, we only have 1 or 2 strands of our DNA activated. So imagine what we're capable of already with 2 strands of our DNA activated. Imagine what we could do with 12 strands activated. We could literally be teleporting. We could be creating portals and going through them. We could be transmitting ourselves through telepathic rays very, very naturally. And we'd be able to turn our material self into pure light and travel at will. Those are the kind of things that can take place by activating our 12-strand DNA. That's why these monks and these gurus and the old Chinese teachers, you know, they devote themselves to activating their kundalini and raising their frequency. And what they're doing is they're activating this Diamond Sun 12-strand DNA inside them by their devotions and their practices. And that's why you've seen the Chinese master John that's able to literally create fire out of the palm of his hand. That's why you can see different monks and Buddhists and others that can move water, move the sky, that can do so much more with elements as well. So we're going to talk about what this DNA, this Diamond Sun DNA is, and how to really access it and bring it into a clear activation. So the diamond sun, the orifum, is a part of the diamond sun DNA Christos lineages, the original human created from the guardian founder race lines. The diamond sun refers to the original design of the angelic human 12-strand DNA silicate matrix. This was the potential DNA and higher consciousness experienced by angelic human beings in previous lifetimes on the 5D parallel Earth, previous to its kaleidosism. The double diamond sun refers to the original founder orifum, Christo's design, as a fully embodied 12-strand DNA and further access to 24 other dimensions of consciousness while in a human body. When the orifum DNA potential is activated, it allows for the physical body immortality and the ability for the consciousness bodies full transmutation out of dimensional time. So basically what's saying is that with this body we actually have the opportunity to be able to unlock and activate the DNA sequences in this vessel, to be able to have the potential to immortalize this vehicle. And through that, this body would no longer be relying upon carbon-based food and carbon-based things and third-dimensional things. The body would become self-sustaining because it would become a diamond, self-sustaining crystalline being. So you got to think about that. It's not going to be the same as we are in this moment when we activate the 12-strand DNA. It's going to be a completely different reality of functioning and mechanics and operations when it comes to your vessel. And it'll depend less and less on the outside world for consumption. So when that happens, then this body will no longer be aging. It'll no longer be decaying. It'll no longer be full of disease or receive disease, but it will just continuously be its eternal self. It'll be exactly what it is in its diamond crystalline state. And then you'll be able to just experience with it at your own will. Not just in this dimension, but through your Merkaba light body vehicle, where you could travel to planet as a cosmic citizen. Now think about that. We love traveling the Earth, but we can actually have the capabilities to travel from planet to planet, star system to star system with these vessels. Things like Pleiadians, the Lyrans, the Sirians, Orion beings. Think about them and their bodies. They still have what kind of looks like a physical human body a little bit, but it's really not a human body. It's a more advanced human body. That's why they say the Pleiadians are like the future humans, because they look human, because at one time they were in the human level consciousness, and then they evolved to where they're now a fifth dimensional consciousness, guardian consciousness of the fifth dimension. So now their bodies are no longer a third dimensional body, but a fifth dimensional body. And that's why it looks semi-human, but also semi-etheric and extraterrestrial. And then it's like the further up you go in consciousness, the less and less the characters or the archetypes look like what we see as physical human beings. They become androgynous beings, such as angels and all these different things. All right, let's continue. So the diamond sun refers to the original design of the angelic 12-strand DNA silicate matrix. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to click on the orifum real quick for you guys, just to give a reminder. I have a full episode about the orifum if you look in the playlist. But the orifum is the first light manifestation of the Emerald Order, and they are the Solar Rishi Blue Ray Order of Elohim, an orifum that directs support to the Guardian Founder races in the lower harmonic universe, and are supporting GSF liberation and the continued spiritual evolution of humanity toward ascension in the Law of One. The Emerald Order orifum have Emerald Sun DNA, which is up to 48 strands of DNA. So the Orifum is talking about them being the first manifestation or embodiment of the Emerald Order of the blue ray or the blue flame. And then this ties in with like Archangel Michael, the Michael Mary grid. This ties in with the Lyrans, the Anuhazi, the Syrian Council, and the blue ray beings. So that's the Orifum. And when it says harmonic universe, if you remember from the chart that shows the time matrix, there are 3 dimensions within 4 densities. And the 3 dimensions within the 4 densities make 12 dimensions. That's where the 12-dimensional matrix comes from. And then there's a 5th density, and that 5th density is the threefold flame. And then the densities that go outside of that go into other universes. So as we continue to accelerate and continue to uplift, we're moving out the first density or the first harmonic universe of the first 3 dimensions that we are embodied in as humans right now on this earth. That's why they say we're on a 3D earth and we're moving to a 4D earth, because we're moving out of the first harmonic universe or first density, moving into the 2nd density, where the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensions are one density together. And we're going to be going into what we call a new age, a new beginning, because the 4th dimension is the first dimension of experiencing the 2nd density or the 2nd harmonic universe. That's why it's going to be so different, in that we're building up to something big. And that's why we're shedding so much of our 1st, 2nd, and 3rd dimensional aspects of ourselves. The shadow, so to say. Collapsing timelines. So that's the Orifum. They are also connected to the Indigo family, the Melchizedek lineage, and then they carry the double diamond sun body from 24 to 30 strands. All right. So continuing, the silicate matrix. Original human genetic imprint is called the silicate matrix and is designed to manifest 12 strings of DNA, which would allow for interdimensional travel in existence without deterioration of the biological form. It must be repaired, built, or activated. The original angelic human 12-strand DNA is called the Diamond Sun DNA. The Orifum, originally prototype for angelic humans that was created by the founders, has a 24-strand DNA and is called the Diamond Sun Body DNA. Further, there's a 48-strand DNA founder race line called the Emerald Sun. Let's check out the double Diamond Sun. So the double Diamond Sun body, this is the mother and father's sun, a diamond crystal sapphire of liquid plasma, eternal light. The diamond double sun body is the 24D Orifum crystal star template from the 7 higher heavens, Andromeda, the next universe. Mother and father have returned their 24D double diamond sun Orifum to the universe through their heavenly house, with the return of the liquid Christo's light seeded into the planet. Wow. All right, spiritual purpose for DNA assembly. So previous to the Atlantean Colaticism, each of the groups of the angelic human 12 Essene tribes were entrusted as guardians of a section of the Emerald Founder records, which held extensive consciousness knowledge about the star origins and genetic template information that was recorded on 12 holographic discs. All 12 genetic components of the 12 tribes hold one strand of DNA code for reassembling the crystal gene of the Diamond Sun body or silicate matrix that is key-coded to activate the 12 layers of the planetary Stargate system. This provides the means to contact our higher stations of identity as spiritual bodies and to connect with the conscious living light and sound frequencies in the holographic matrix. The instruction sets to rebuild and reassemble the 12-strand DNA pattern are held in the genetic keys found in the cosmic Christo blueprint, which makes up the 12 tree grid manifestation template. Now we'll take a look at ChristoLight real quick. So the ChristoLight Eternal Light Body talks about how we start at the avatar level, which is the 12th dimensional self, and then the light and sound then divides into mother and father, and then also descends down the middle with that pure silver white light of the mother. So it says, in this activation for higher embodiment, the resonant points for the main energy centers in the physical body have shifted higher, slightly changing their position, adding more light body architecture to the skull, head, and crown. The changes to the skull and crown have resulted in cranial and sinus pressure, aches, and pains in the entire bone matrix, with particular emphasis on the skull. Foramen magnum and Cephine bone. The bone marrow relays intelligent information to the bloodstream and through the central nervous system to the brain. Thus, the entire bone matrix has been potentially overactive with several sequential light body transmissions. And it talks about the 3, 6, 9, 12, the personal Christ identity. It talks about the third dimensional layers of the first and second frequency wave spectrum, the reversal nets in their energy centers, such as the 2D, 4D split shadow body, are completely dissolved and membranes gone, leaving a solar sacrum and higher position for the still point and conscious identity above the navel. The diamond sun body activation for the eternal light body in the fifth dimension, all separated electromagnetic fields in the light body release their polarization membranes and electromagnetic barriers, merging the male-female counter rotation spirals into a large orb of light surrounding the body. So basically what it's saying is, when you restore your 12-strand DNA and you activate this consciousness of yourself, and you're able to heal the parts that are damaged from it, then you're able to, number one, bring balance and bring light and healing to what could be the split in your shadow body of the second to fourth dimensions. It can also help you with the foundation of your light wave spectrums in the first and second dimensions of your foundation. And then it also talks about being able to activate more of your fifth dimensional light body system, which is then able to give you the natural balancing mechanism to help dissolve any barriers, blockages, or damage that is creating imbalances between your masculine and feminine, or male and female rotation spirals. And this is big. This is how you obtain your Christhood. This is how you embody your living Christ within, is by healing this and bringing balance and restoring this part of yourself. That's why we do all these practices, and that's why we talk about activating our DNA, detoxing, cleansing, ascending, awakening, raising our frequency. All this lingo is talking about this right here. This is the real depths to it all. Grande Queen, good to see you. Good to see you. All right, so through the individual and planetary spiritual ascension process that takes place during several root race evolution cycles, the integration and healing of all 12 levels of DNA coding through its genetic components potentially unite and merge to form the complete silicate matrix. These dual forces of polarity, male and female, are designed to spiritually integrate and synthesize within the angelic human body while naturally evolving on the ascending earth. As a result of the forces of alchemy and energetic synthesis, made between inner and outer layers of these multidimensional consciousness forces, the spiritual embodiment of the original 12-strand DNA of the Diamond Sun body is then made available to the planet and humanity through DNA assembly. Thus, ascending individuals are gradually repairing, regenerating their DNA template so they are able to open and move through Stargate safely. The Diamond Sun body represents full consciousness freedom for an ascending human being, in which the inner Christos is fully activated with the flowering of the sacred crystal heart. As a result, the spiritually ascending human is able to transmute their consciousness out of time and into 0 point, moving through stargates to another location. Therefore, they are free to leave the prison planet, freed from the enforced mind control and reincarnation cycle occurring in the lowest density of the earth. Wow. So I want to talk about 0 point. What is 0 point? So 0 point is pure source energy. And this is like no identity, no corruption, no distortion, no ego, just pure source energy and resetting yourself. So 0 point God matrix field, the source of our genesis, the central point of union within our universe projects itself through the cosmic trinity, which act as a threefold flame of the 13, 14, and 15 dimensional rays, the Mother, Father, and Christed Child. To create the prism of multidimensional life through the universal time and space fields. The source of the 0 point field is the infinite energy supply of our God Creator that is contained within all living things. Love is a radiating, strengthening, and unifying force, spiraling into the upward movement towards the central point of oneness, the 0 point. The force of love naturally aligns itself back into unity with the 0 point field. The unified heart of the universe, the absent of love or hatred, is a disintegration, separative and weakening force, which absorbs light and energy away from the central point of oneness. The more absence of love, the more absence of living light, and as a result, darkness is manifested through the process of fragmentation into successive layers of density. Something key here to talk about is we got to really think about the way we're reacting, the way we're talking about, the way that we're going along with the programming, the conditioning, and the narratives and propaganda of the world, even when it comes to politics, even when it comes to countries and war and oil and all these different things. We got to really think about, in our sovereignty and integrity as a spiritual being, how we're reacting, the way we're using our words, the way we are casting spells, the way that we are projecting on our neighbors. And we have to remember, we can't forget, our neighbors are ourselves. We have to remember that we are connected in a unified field of experience together. And when it comes down to it, one polarity is not more valid than another polarity. All polarities are polarities. All experiences are experiences, and it's connected to the one. So when we're sitting here in our daily life, giving all this rental inside of our head to talk about a political figure all day, talk about hate, talk about divide, talk about fear, and all these different things when it comes to other people in our life as well. Just remember what this says right here, that doing that is taking you out of your universal connection within yourself to your inner Christ. That's a choice. You don't have to follow the narratives. You don't have to give in to picking sides. You don't have to choose left or right. You don't have to choose, I hate this guy, I like this guy. I'm MAGA, I'm not MAGA. You don't have to pick that stuff. Stop falling for it. Just be you. Follow your morals. Follow the things that you love. Do the things that you're passionate about. Focus on that. Focus on your family. Focus on your community, your neighborhood. Let other souls have their journey. And that's what being a 0 point force is. The force of love naturally aligns itself back into unity with the 0 point. The absence of love or hatred is a disintegrating and separative and weakening force, which absorbs light and energy away from the central point of oneness. So the more you give hate and you continue to give your emotions and reactions to these things outside of you, you're actually weakening your own self by doing that. So think about that. Take responsibility as the law of one. So the 12 strands DNA. The original human DNA pattern is arranged into 12 dimensionalized mathematical programs, each of which set the blueprint for one DNA strand. Each strand is composed of 12 base female codes and 12 base electrical male acceleration codes. The 12 base codes and 12 acceleration codes hold the mathematical program for each double helix strand, which combine to form a set of 12 vector codes. One base code plus one acceleration code is equal to one vector code. The 12 vector codes of the human genome manifest as 12 nucleotides that form the nucleotide base pairs, which are the entire DNA strands are composed. Due to the NDC, also called the checkerboard mutation, unnatural sonic control program installed in the planetary field, only 4 of the vector codes have been active in biological Earth life since the rebellion. The foundations of human design is miniaturized, crystallized frequency, that is patterns of electromagnetic light that magnetically group into crystalline form. These multidimensional crystalline templates are referred to as DNA seed codes. The DNA seed code, the template for a DNA strand, is composed of 12 magnetic particle units, 12 electrical antiparticle units. Each DNA strand is composed of the frequency patterns and light spectrum of one-dimensional band. Each DNA strand represents a fire letter code, program sequence corresponding to one-dimensional frequency band of consciousness. 24 seed codes equals one DNA strand. The level of frequencies that are accreted into the personal morphogenetic field will determine the level of DNA strand assembly that you possess. As a person pulls in more frequency bands from the dimensional unified fields, the personal frequency accretion levels rise, and thus more DNA codes can assemble and activate. Let's check out fire codes, or fire letters. So fire letters are the cellular alphabet of our DNA. They become activated and organized by our neurological receivers. When we start to absorb the frequencies from the first octave of our next dimensional ascension, the body usually follows the consistent process of initiating into the next higher frequency layers. In order of each harmonic tone to help the physical self and body more easily acclimate the frequencies into the light body. Too much exposure to high electromagnetic frequency too soon can seriously damage the neurological system and brain, resulting in psychosis. And that's actually a really great point. And that is why we don't force the awakening on others. And that is why we can't push and make others awaken at the rate that we want, but they gotta awaken at the rate that they are capable of, energetically and vibrationally. Because taking a whole entire biological being and form and just going from completely unaware to completely downloading every single thing about the truth of the matrix that we're in, that is an extreme change biologically for this being. And that is how we can get burnt out, psychosis, or even implode and just end up passing from this plane. So honor the process. Stop trying to force people to change. Just be you, shine your light, create spaces and opportunities that people can, at their free will, join and be a part of, interact with, and let it be that. Keep on doing your work and keep on growing. So then it talks about, in order of each harmonic tone to help, okay, so yeah, it talks about too much exposure to high electromagnetic frequency can damage neurological system and brain. Each individual has a specific energy signature or incarnation path that determines the detail of awakening. So that's why we have these specific individual vessels. And we are working with our own blueprint. We're at different places with ourselves, different frequencies, different genetic coding. So it's just all a different journey for each of us. And that's why it's good to know, as they say, know thyself. Know your journey, know your soul, your blueprint, know why you're here, what brought you here, where you're heading after this and where you're intending to go, and to be present with who you are. Every person has a unique path of ascension, yet the same internal connection of an electromagnetic process of biospiritual transformation occurs. Consciousness expansion occurs through the progressive states of initiation that are made through successive and increasing electromagnetic frequencies of Kundalini activation, which are transmitted to the entire bioneurologicity. Wow. Okay. Transmigration. This is the third and final stage of developing full consciousness freedom as a cosmic citizen. This is similar to the process of translocation. However, the person does not have to come back to the Earth at all. Now the person can go any place in the cosmos that they choose to go without limitation. However, if they go to another planet, they will be subjected to the laws on that planet's inhabitants. This is the status of having a cosmic identity and being a full cosmic citizen. This has been accomplished a few times on the Earth historically, but the current planetary miasma mutations can make this very hard, although it can become easier in the future. Transmigration is one way to describe what it means to be free. That when we project our consciousness body out, we don't have to come back to the Earth, nor do we have to incarnate back here. In order to be able to achieve a full transmigration of our consciousness body and physical body, we must have released the miasmic record in the cell we inherited from our biological parents. There is a cell that is carried from the family of origin that is recorded into the physical body at birth that was inherited from the biological parents. It is a cell that was created in the chromosomes at the time the egg and sperm of our biological parents united. This cell becomes a part of the seed of the physical body that we are incarnated in. Once the family of origin cell is freed, it gets cleared from the body and it releases, it vaporizes. At this point of transmigration, the person is now a cosmic citizen. They may hold memories of being on the Earth, but their identity isn't necessarily that. The third stage is something that is very special, unique, and specific to the Diamond Sun body and crystal consciousness in order to achieve full sovereignty and spiritual freedom. And that talks about the Chem Code, Kemet. The Chem Code planetary activation. The Chem Code are stages of activating the tri-flame of Chemolotia musical notes into the 10D solar star above the head of awakened humans that begins to release corrected gender pairing of Christo Sophia. The soul star chakra is the 10D chakra. Electrical parents into the head and heart complex. This is focused into the 8D permanent seed atom and 9D base of the skull. an occupant for those with Diamond Sun DNA imprints. The musical subharmonics run up and down the spinal column and oscillate through the skeletal bone matrix, as well as running the 7D planetary logos, chemcode, cathedral, mind, monadic activations through the 11th Stargate network. That's pretty cool. It's talking about the soul star chakra above the head, which is a 10D soul star. And then it talks about releasing gender pairing of Christo Sophia down into the crown chakra and the heart. But more specifically in this case, it's talking about it connecting to the higher heart chakra of the 8th dimension, as well as the causal chakra in the back of the head, which represents the 9th dimension. So soul star is your 10th, the causal in the back is the 9, the higher heart is the 8, and they create this like triangle system with these codes. And then the Universal Christ Ruby Ray solar system. The solar system is evolving into a Ruby Ray solar system, hosted by Cosmic Father, Ruby Sun, matrices from the first God world creation, in order to evolve the planetary Kathara tree of life into a Golden Christ template that is necessary to house the Gold Order, records, and Gold Sun DNA for the incoming Universal Solar Logos Christ. As we connect to our inner world and intend to explore the dimensional access of each layer, this is a profound spiritual journey of gaining self-knowledge when consciously traveling through the universal tree of life and working with each of the frequencies connected to that level of our Diamond Sun DNA strands, cellular memory. So we're going to talk about the chem code. So the chem codes are the esoteric knowledge of alchemical manifestation secrets known by the authentic hidden ascended masters, such as Guardian Yeshua, Mary Magdalene Sophia, buried in our historical past. The blue flame Melchizedeks were protecting the secret knowledge kept underneath the Giza Egyptian solar stargate, as it is recorded in the ruby crystal for the purpose of uniting gender twin flames. It controls or adjusts spiritual alignment with the correct gender twins that exist on multiple timelines. The blue flame Melchizedek and Christos Essenes, with rod and staff body parts, knew their divine counterpart was missing or misaligned from within their crystal lotus body. Some went to Egypt to undergo Kemetic spiritual rituals in an attempt to ignite their inner crystal heart into twin flames in order to find their gender twin that had been lost during the Ayani massacre. This is why the remnants of advanced Atlantean world culture that are visually seen in the Egypt region were known in their earliest history as Kemet, as it was the last stand after the Atlantean flood for the remaining blue flame Melchizedek priests and Guardian Essene Templars for activating chem codes in which to achieve inner hierogamic union and activate twin flames in the higher heart complex. The chem code ignites the inner twin flame inside the crystal lotus rose heart, in which the individual can connect with their gender twin flame even when they are not able to be together in the same time space in the physical or astral layers. So then it talks about when this highest knowledge of tri-flame of Kemalotia was lost during the Sumerian Egypt invasion, Kem became known as a sun god, alchemically transformed into Osiris through Enki, with his sister counterpart in his role of lunar matrix goddess Isis. It was from the unholy union of the negative agenda red cube and red shielded clone imposters that they were embodied as the capstone for the inverted 7D violet ray for the Saturn blood cults of the red trident. Hence the red cube Egyptian pantheon was developed and became the favorite obsession of the bloodline controllers to manifest their anti-human agendas as they were being protected by these evading alien gods. The red cube Egyptian pantheon. Okay, so this is talking about the corruption that infiltrated Egypt, and then how it became enslavement structures, the cabal banking systems. This is like, it's like talking about the origin of like the Illuminati and stuff like that, and how they infiltrated Egypt and basically mimicked and cloned and did all this crazy stuff, stole the real scriptures and tablets, locked them in the Vatican, gave us false information, inverted our matrices inside of our programming, and tried to steer us away from our Kemetic and Egyptian history and lineages, while making us demonize Egypt because of what happened in the later years of Egypt with the infiltration that they had. Yeah, so the invasion during the Third Dynasty, the NNA instructed incantations, spells, and lunar satanic blood sacrifice philosophies, which included the assertion of the artificial tree of Egyptian gods, where these cloned identities would be worshipped and manipulated through black magic rituals. In this way, they set up the satanic alien religion in Egypt by introducing black magic spells and rituals to contact the negative agenda, using the artificial tree and the AI cube system to manage the cloned false gods and gather the energy exchanges between the humans on the earth, worshipping them in rituals. So the difference between having archetypes and original ascended masters and organic beings of light that we connect with and are guides for us. And then there's the contrast of cloned artificial versions of that, where it's about worship, separation, and multiple different gods with no universal connection and unification. And that's the true difference. The original Egyptian way of seeing spirituality in life was seeing archetypes, nature, and creation as symbolic in its different forms of the one creator representing itself, compared to, oh, there is all these separate beings and we get to choose which gods to worship, and this god's better than that god, and all these different things, putting these human emotions and characteristics to them. It's a big difference. Same thing with Jesus and Yeshua. You know, we can either study, honor, respect, take in the teachings, try to embody a life like Yeshua, or we can just sit there and worship, still do negative things in our life, and not be accountable and try to embody the Christ inside of us. That's the kind of difference there. The original Egyptian stuff, this is about understanding aspects of your own one consciousness. All right. So the angelic humanity has entered an important milestone for spiritual victory through gender-based corrections with corrected gender twin flame, co-creative manifestations as the current Emerald Guardian hosting for major planetary activations are designed to correct the gender principle. Distortions and assorted red cube clone systems that were designed by the NAA to reject, repel, and oppose male and female gender merging in the Earth. Current Emerald Guardian host projects are aligning correct placements on timelines for missing gender twins and repairing the inner male and female energies within the angelic human Diamond Sun template with the transmission of chem codes that are carried in the organic tri-flame of Chem Alatia, which ignites into twin Crystal Lotus heart flames. The Starborn Hargamic Union Quadara activations with gender twins and twin flames grant access into several intermediary portal systems into the Temple of Chem Alatia as created by the cosmic Christos Emerald founders, which further ignite the corrected sound templates and musical tone sequences for birthing the tri-flame of Chem Alatia into the planet with gender twin flames. These are transmissions sourcing the universal solar rishi, solar ratio, ascended master male and female couplings from the white diamond sun and pink diamond sun networks with tri-wave Cameltia Camelot coding to activate the crystal core stargates and Albion light body. These are major developments for progressing natural hierogamic union and gender twin flames, as was originally designed to be for angelic humanity. The natural blending of inner male and female polarities for the next stage of reuniting with the physical representation of the gender twin flame union with ongoing corrections for the gender twin matrix. Correction of the gender twin matrix. So the correct gender principle throughout the harmonic universes ignites corrected crystal lotus body merges with mother codes inside the triple solar masculine and father codes inside the triple solar feminine through the generation of Christo's dragon eggs being installed into the United Kingdom grids for global transmission of chem codes. Wow. And then it talks about the 11th Stargate. And that is the one in the United Kingdom. Cool. Wow. That'll do it for our text study for the Diamond Sun DNA today. Very clarifying and reminding information. That is for sure. As we get ready to come towards the end of this episode, I just wanted to play a video to represent a good brother and give a little honor and kudos to this beautiful brother of service. You guys can check him out on YouTube and anywhere else, social media. But he goes by Dr. Samuel Lee. And he's going to talk about the 12-strand DNA. And that's right, Egypt Holistic Retreat, November 2027 next year. I'm going to be hosting an Egypt retreat in 2027, November. Reach out if you have questions about that, and you can inquire early. I'll be doing early bird tickets right around probably September or October. All right, guys. Dr. Samuel Lee.
In the beginning, God said, let there be light, and there was light. God said, if you want to heal anything, go to where it first started, which is sound. God said. Now, I know a lot of people go to ancient India and they speak Gurumukhi and Sanskrit. Amazing. Before India, however, there was a migration from Egypt. And I know a lot of people say Egypt is our spiritual origins, but before Egypt, there was Atlantis. Before Atlantis, there was Lemuria. And before Lemuria, there were the 12 original celestial human tribes. And they spoke Anuhazimua, the first light language in this universe from which all other languages come from. Now, the 12-stranded DNA, the scientists used to call junk. 90-something% of our DNA, it's not junk, it's potential DNA. And the language of our potential DNA is sound, light, and symbols. And so the original Anuhazimua language has been key coded to start rapidly activating.
I'm not sure what happened there. I'm going to try this one more time for you guys so you guys can get the whole video.
In the beginning, God said, let there be light, and there was light. God said, if you want to heal anything, go to where it first started, which is sound. God said. Now, I know a lot of people go to ancient India and they speak Gurumukhi and Sanskrit. Amazing. Before India, however, there was a migration from Egypt. And I know a lot of people say Egypt is our spiritual origins, but before Egypt, there was Atlantis. Before Atlantis, there was Lemuria. And before Lemuria, there were the 12 original celestial human tribes. And they spoke Anuhazimua, the first light language in this universe from which all other languages come from. Now, the 12-stranded DNA, the scientists used to call junk. 90-something% of our DNA, it's not junk, it's potential DNA. And the language of our potential DNA is sound, light, and symbols. And so the original Anuhazimua language has been key coded to start rapidly activating the 12-stranded DNA. The 4th, 5th, and 6th-stranded DNA is the soul. The 7th, 8th, 9th-stranded DNA is the oversoul. The 10th, 11th, 12th-stranded DNA is the avatar inner Christos. And the inner Christos reclamation mission is on like Donkey Kong. And so when I started to chant in this light language consistently and regularly, it started to heal my physical body, the reverse polarity that lives in my body. Because higher oscillation of my soul over soul avatar Christos was in training and transmuting the karma and trauma. It started to rebalance my emotional body. It started to integrate my D3 ego mental body. But most importantly, spiritually, it started to catalyze me onto my highest timeline and destiny. And this is the wisdom that the 9th level avatar Jeshua was learning in Egypt. And it's starting to set me free. And we are free, we are free, and we are free. And that is one of the reasons why I created this online course. And I'm creating an online community. And if you decide to join the online community, you're going to get access to the revised 12-strand DNA program. I've also included reading material for every week. It's split into 12 weeks. And you're going to be able to read and start understanding the eternal life wisdom, and eternal life and freedom is our birthright. So if you feel called to join, comment club CLUB in the comments below, and we'll send you a link.
Dr. Samuel Lee, go check him out. Subscribe on YouTube. So let's go ahead and get ready for a closing meditation. I'm going to channel some light language and share some diamond sun codes with you. So just get yourself ready to receive. Drink a little bit of water if you'd like. Feel free to sit, lay down, be in motion, and just allow your mind to be open to receiving the frequencies. These are going to be diamond sun codes from Lyra. It's going to be also connected with Andromeda as well. And what comes through will come through. It's not about understanding the words, just about receiving the frequency and allowing the frequency to interact with you. And just remember to use your breath to breathe deeply and breathe with love, and to relax your body. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, relax your toes, fingers, and just get yourself nice and ready to go. We'll be back in 44 for our light language channel. Now attune this space for the transmission, the clarity, and the intention of Diamond Sun DNA activation of our 12-strand silicate matrix. May I be a vessel for this transmission, for balance and clarity. We'll pause Santo, connect with the frequencies, slow it down and breathe, and just be in a surrender, the receiving state. Miyana ukoto isemi ni ukunashi mokonayana te ma nene sono kuna miyana te ushokona te miyana kona ye miyana kona te yasana koto tiana ushiyana ki mayana ose mana shine kote kumata yana to yemiyama kote yana te maya soto yana ta. It's breathing in the codes, letting them bathe through your biofield, sending Reiki. You are receiving Reiki. Breathing through the body, releasing all limitations, blockages, releasing any expectations or outcomes, but just simply breathing in the present, allowing spirit to work with us. Yashimi anakuta miyamada yusudo moki na yishim yamada dui no kosuye yamana tukuata yamana kuti na yishini kumika tutuyama. Continue to purge in your daily life. Continue to release and let go of the extra energies that no longer serve. It's material, mental, emotional. Remember to continue to move. Create momentum mentally, emotionally, physically. Do not get caught in stagnation, procrastination, and worry, but continue to be present in your light and love of being the Christ within. And be the change, make the change. Stop complaining. Stop projecting hate and fear. Stop worrying about outcomes and expectations, but simply be you. Be the Christo's avatar in the Matrix. Be the golden diamond light of the world. And continue to implement, embody, and be the new Earth system. By continuing to not feed into the lower nature, to feed into the propaganda, the lies, the polarities of back and forth, but to be you and honored as a sovereign being. Simply so. Make good choices in your daily life and be present with yourself, as you are the direct connection and portal to the Creator in all moments. Be wise of how you're interacting with the Creator, what you're telling the Creator, what it is that you are planting as the seeds of your universe and world that you experience through your unique perspective as this authentic being. Ushimana una imana deu Ushimeyana. Breathing in your final breaths of this session. Remember that this is you, and you may do this at all times and connect to this energy, this diamond sun that is you, and you are the embodied form of. Talk to your DNA, awaken it, treat it properly, give it the space to be able to elevate and awaken, and to be able to support you on this human journey. Remember your free will and where you direct your mind. Let go of the extra stuff, the baggage, the propaganda, what's coming next, the outcomes of the world. Co-create right now. We love you. You may return back to your physical body and continue forward with your day. I thank you guys for tuning in to this episode. The next live will be on Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, for the strawberry Capricorn full moon energy. We'll see you guys live with the Sacred Kingdom. Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Wholeness, balanced love. (2023) Mother Gaia, third dimensional planet, ascending. Thank you from the Sacred Light Broadcast Network and Sacred Light Productions for tapping in and tuning in to all live and replay content, holistic, conscious, for your empowerment. Tap in to the ChristoLight within. Please like, share, and subscribe. And remember that you are the one that you have been looking for. Enjoy this content. If you would like to collaborate or receive production through myself, Marcus ChristoLight, direct message or email me at marcustut23@gmail.com to discuss details. Wholeness and balanced love. Ashe.